नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम् सुरासुरैर्वन्दितपादपद्मम् लोकैर्जरारुभय मृत्युनाशम् धातारमीशं विविधौषधीनाम्.
Going forward, I will invite our next speaker, Prof.S.K. Khandel sir, to present his talk on prevention of disease occurrence and recurrence. It's my privilege to introduce Professor Dr. Sri Krishna Khandel sir. He is Director of Arogya Lakshmi Jaipur. He is renowned professor from National Institute of Ayurveda Jaipur. He has done his MD PhD in Ayurveda with 40 years of experience as a consultant, physician, an academician, a mentor, an author, a researcher, and a counselor. He has treated more than 1 million patients as a physician. He was awarded the WHO Fellowship in Mental Health and visited many countries for in the field of Ayurvedic psychiatry. He is research advisor to Jiva Company, Faridabad. He has been honored with many awards. To mention a few: Vaman Datar Shastri Award in 2018, Dhanvantri Award, and the Best Physician Award he has been honored with. So I request Professor S.K. Khandel sir to share his thoughts on the topic prevention of disease occurrence and recurrence. Please, sir.
Thank you, Yogesh ji. Thank you, Professor Vasisth ji, for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge with all the faculty, fraternity of Ayurveda and friends of Charak. I am thankful to give me a wonderful subject, and many thanks to Professor Baghel, who have made my work easy to explain the things in very detail. So I have to conclude in some slide the concept of health, prevention of the disease, occurrence and recurrence in Ayurveda. So, what to prevent? Basically, Ayurveda prevent the patient, not the disease only. In Ayurveda, prevention is patient-centric, not the disease-centric. While vaccinations and other therapies are targeted to disease specific. When it is patient-centric, then role of patient should be equal to prevent the disease, not the doctors only. In Ayurveda, the patient should be an active participant. And while in modern medicine, patient is passive, Ayurveda is health-centric. Ayurveda is health-centric rather than the disease-centric. Many chapters dedicated to prevent the occurrence and recurrence of the diseases. They are definitely scattered, but wholesome guidelines are given in all Samhitas. Objective is Dhatu Samya. Dhatu Samya Kriya Chokta Tantrasya Prayojanam. A total health. But problem is this, many of the things are ukt or told. Many recently developed concepts are untold or anukt. And many concepts, useful concepts, are told or indicated very briefly. what is told in detail, but they need understanding, application, and popularization, practice and popularization. What is unooked or untold need inclusion of contemporary knowledge within the concept laid down in Samhita, within the frame of Ayurveda. What is less of or indicated briefly that need detailing with keeping the sense of Samhita intact. When we start some inclusion from the modern part overshadows the Ayurvedic beauty. And many of our students and teachers even and practitioners start practicing in modern way. But Ayurveda is having their own concept, beautiful concept, that has to be not to be ignored and understand very well. What is ukt? What is told? Very well defined in Ayurveda. The influence of cosmic anchors on the body are well defined in Ayurveda. But the doshas, their bodily representatives are still mystic in some minds. Source causes are defined in concept but not in practice. Dietetics are well defined but ignored. Daily and seasonal purification regimen are defined but less practiced. Role of suppressed natural urges are beyond belief. Role of suppressible urges are least understood. Control of sensory organs and emotions is uncontrollable. And role of good and bad company in epigenetic mechanism is just conceptual. Second set of ukta or told concepts are causes of recurrence and occurrence of diseases under the title of dosh-hetu. They define briefly but need detailing and understanding. Vyadhi-hetu defined 1,000 years back need updating. Avagunya or Srotodosti loss of patency in microchannels. Kriyakala Nidan Panchak progression of the disease. Concept of Viruddhahar or incompatible diet need updating. Concept of 4 pillars of stable health need sincere practicing. Concept of lean dose or latent dosa need mass education. Concept of Asyapkars and Avarana and many more need clinical training. Third set of ukta or told is thousands of the drugs and formulations are documented in Samhitas years back or centuries back. Digitalized by TKDL, but identification of real drug is still difficult. NMPB, National Medicine Plantation Board, established, but drugs are endangered and banned of use. AFI is trying standardization, but substandard medicines are problem. Pharmaceuticals are GMP certified, but quality is still problem. Good clinical practices are well formed, but very few are practicing according to this GCP. Developed diagnostic labs are with institutions, but not helping Ayurvedic way of diagnosis. STG, standard treatment guidelines are formed, but implementations are awaited. Now, what is the scene about of unookta or untold? However, nothing is untold in Ayurveda. They are certainly briefly less so or briefly indicated or less so or just indicated and need a detailed understanding and inclusion as per the Ayurvedic fundamentals. Need inclusion within the frame of Ayurveda like migrated food, fruits, vegetables, animals and seafoods, migrated medicinal products, techniques and herbs, newer diseases and their causes, recently developed medically useful tools and technologies, genetically modified seeds, polluted birds, animals and seafood, pesticides and preservatives, synthetic and chemical taste enhancers, anabolic protein powder since childhood, ozone layer perforation, global warming and melting glaciers, junk food and continental foods, carbonated drinks, food safety, lost control over adulterants, vegetables and fruits are unseasonal, continental and unnaturally ripened. Second set of Leso, gram meadows, what is detailed by Professor Bagel sir, hazards of head, ST, urbanization, Indriyarth, Pragya and Kal sensory, intellect and seasonal causes. Mohecha Dvesh Karma Mula Pravritti means stupid wishes and stupid aversions. Avarana, obstructive pathologies, Dhatu, Mala and Indriya Pradosha Vikar, tissue waste, Dusivis, allergens, Agantuz Hetu, Avidhi R, Viruddha R, improper and incompatible diet, and Avidhi Rakt, impurities of blood, and many more concepts. Air pollution, outdoor air pollution, indoor air pollution, allergens in air, pesticides, carbon, harmful gases in air, industrial toxins, mines excavation, molds, pollens and dust, waterborne disease, sanitation and disease caused by hygienic mistakes, vector-borne disease, krimi and parasites, bottled water, no quality control, water purifiers of poor qualities, improper community storage and purification, industrial waste, deep water and recycled water. This is told, untold and briefly told. Now I am coming to the health, 4 pillars of the health. Basically they are called Trayo Upastam or 3 pillars only. I added one, Vyayam, Ahar, Nidra and Brahmacharya. These are very well explained by Professor Bagel sir. And this is the basic component for the health actually. But one more important thing is for the personalized medicine. Ayurveda is very personalized medicine. So looking after the 10 factors which are vary in patient to patient are to be examined very carefully before the prescription, before any prescription. Dosham, doshyam, balam, kalam, prakritim, analam, maya, sattvam, sattvam, tatha, arak, prakritisya, prathak vida. Sukshma samikshesham doso sad nirupane. Before the diagnosis of a disease or prescribing a medicine, everyone should be observed in accordance to place of birth, ground, disease of the subject, tissue involved in the pathology, mental and physical power, time and duration of the disease, physical traits of the subjects, digestion and metabolic strength, age when diseased, mental disposition of the subject, adaptations and food habits. This one is again explained by Professor Bagel sir. Sarve hi dosa, sarir dosa, gramya. Hasty urbanization has damaged the society drastically. Human beings, our subject of treatment, is supposed to be an intelligent consumer and protector of the nature. Because there is a continuum between Prakriti and Purusha, nature and the person. Purusha is made up of Loka and cosmos and part of this Loka. Samya or rhythmic balance between universal clock and biological clock is mandatory. What is called in essence in Charak Sutra 25? Yesamev bhavanam sampat sandane naram tesam eva vipad vyadhin vividham samudhi. What is sampat? Protecting health contributors. And vipad, damaging disease contributors. This is a fine balance between the health contributors and disease contributors. And the 3 key points for the occurrence of the disease. This is to be understood by every Vaidya and should be practiced thoroughly. One common key point for trigger cause of a disease is Khay Vegulnya. What is Khay Vegulnya? I will explain further. But briefly, it is interruption in circulatory mechanism result in stagnation of the fluids. Second cause of the occurrence of the disease is pressure, not the Chay and Prakop, because the influence of the nature, influence of the season, influence of the time, influence of the diet, influence of the bowel habits, day and night, nocturnal and daily, the dosage will be fluctuate accordingly. But we can control the
अच्छा ये
third
पानी पड़
stage
रहा
of the
है
pressure. Third, hello.
हाँ वो दिख रहा है आदि का तो बिल्कुल सब दिखता है
Okay. Some
हाँ
sound is there
ये देखो
actually.
दादू क्या पूछ रहे हैं दादू कुछ पूछ रहे हैं
हाँ
Yes.
आज
Yogesh, some sec. Hello. Yogesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. हो गया.
all section.
Okay. Second one is pressure. Pathological substances, when spread out in whole body, this is the stage where the occurrence starts. Third one is very important component who can carry the all types of the pathogen, that is blood, which have an access of entire atomic structure of the body. Blood is the only carrier which can access all the cells, intracellular organs and extracellular organs at one time. So blood is very important. So Susrut has been detailed this very vastly. Present module of the treatment is only Vikriti Viga, limitation of the diseases, or maintaining the asymptomatic condition, not the Prakriti Sthapan, the thorough treatment up to homeostasis. Hevegunni is often remain untreated cause the recurrence. Okay. Then what is the health? If the srotas or channels or microchannels are intact, or microchannels, patency of the microchannels are intact, then no question of any disease. Tadetat srotsam prakriti bhutatvat na vikare rupsrajyate sariram. Charak said very strongly that if the srotas are very good, the patency of microchannels are intact, then no question of any disease. This is the mandate for health, uninterrupted movements of the biofluids. Uninterrupted movements means avyahat gatiryasya aparityakta swamarga in designated channels and sites with designated function is the mandate of health. Avyahat gatiryasya sthanastha prakato sthita Vayusyat sodikam jivit vit rog samasatam. If one is desired to have 100 years healthy life, he should be maintain these three. Avyahat gati means uninterrupted movements of the biofluids, designated in designated channels and with designated functions. And what is the cause of recurrence of the diseases? निवृत्तोपि पुनर्व्याधीन स्वल्पेन आयाति हेतुना क्षीणे मार्गी कृते देहे सूक्ष्म शेष सूक्ष्म युवानला. This is from Charak Chikitsa 30. Patients are just managed for acute symptoms. Object is rehabilitation or prakriti sthapan. Srotas remain impaired and prone to deter the circulation. Dosic remnants stay in latency, in waiting of slight triggers to make the disease reappear. new version of the disease will be more potent and with bad prognosis. So this is the cause stated by the Charak in Chikitsastan last. One question is asked several times by Vasisth sir, why some persons are diseased and others are not. This question is very well explained by the Charak in Prameya Nidan. Ye khalu nidan dos dusya visheshebhyo, I can explain in the better way. The nidan, dos and dusya. This triangle, first triangle, is the pyramid of the disease actually. These are the disease constituting. Nidan aggravate the dosha and dosha pollute the dusya and srotas. This is the pyramid of the disease formation, constitution. But simultaneously, we have the defense mechanism in the body in prana, samana, and apana. This is the defensive homeostatic management by the prana, apana, and samana. Balanced all these three vayu can turn the pathological process upside down. This is the upside down triangle. And Agni is the big helper of the defense system. And weak Agni resulting in Ama is a big helper of the offense system or disease. Weak Agni result in Ama, a big helper of the disease constituting system. That's why the people who are having a good balance between the samana, prana and apana are not having any disease very shortly. If they are having disease, they will cure very easily and very shortly. And because the symptoms will be very less and disease may arise very late. But some of the persons which are already polluted with ama, weak agni, they will certainly get the more symptoms and difficult stages of the treatment. This is the reason stated by the Charaka. What is the concept of srotas? This is the unique concept in Ayurveda. And this is the location, this is the site, this is the seat of the disease. Srotas is the seat of the disease. There are three types of the srota, receiver of the matter from the nature. Prana, Udaka and Annavaya srotas. And 7 srotas are transformers and diluters of this mega energy received from the nature. They are Rasa, Rakta, Mansa, Meda, Asti, Majja, Sukrava, srotas. They are 7. But some of the matter not convertible into the useful matter, that is eliminated as waste by the 3 eliminators which are Mutra, Puris and Sweda. These srotas are dispenser of the life, but simultaneously in srotas, nature travels and transcends in the srotas. Transcend means they are updating in progressive stages of anna converted into the matter, prana converted into the energy, then converted into the gyan or knowledge, and knowledge converted into the wish. This is the system of srotas. And these srotas are dispenser of the life. Trillions of the cells are dispensed the prana or energy of or life in one time consistently for whole lifetime, and eliminators of the unconvertible waste. What is the Khay Vegunya? Khay means Akas or space. Khay represents 5 Mahabhuta. Khay means composition of srotas. Khay means required space for functional activities. K means basic requirement for uninterrupted movements of the biofluids. K does permit the Shravana, permeation, infiltration, and duly formed the dhatus. Iron, transport of the transforming rasa, enforced by the Vyan dhatu. And moksha, elimination of the non-convertible products called mala. What is the Vagundi? Loss of aforesaid physiological performance due to loss of patency of microchannels, prerequisite for the functional deformities, and different with the Srotodushti. Vagundi is the mandate for occurrence and recurrence too. Difference between the Sangha and Vagundi. Vagundi is basic deformity of Srotas for all diseases. Vagundi is prerequisite for any pathology including Sangha. Vagundi is a silent process with general causes for all Srotas. Vagundi is gradually progressing chronic phenomena. Sangha is physiological arrest for iron and moksha or circulation. Sangha is often caused by Sam dosha as specific symptoms. Sangha is acute and fast progressive phenomena. Cause of occurrence. Some causes are very vastly stated in Charaka. Genetic cause, Matri Pitri Bija Dosa Krita. This is genetic. फिर हेतु सेवन, cause and effect. Cause will definitely affect. And disordered lifestyle, mental trauma, vague dharan, suppression of the natural urges, misuse of sensorium, diet related ahara vaigunya, metabolic rasadi vaigunya, past diseases पूर्व व्याधिकृत धातु दौर्बल्य, immune system present निदानकृत दूषित दौर्बल्य, and life trauma like sahas, vyayam, veg vidaran, abhigatadi, and avoidance of the daily, seasonal, and after disease purification and wrong treatments. This is the biggest problem of this present time. The wrong treatment is we are seeing the daily patient with the wrong treatment. They are having the disease, but the problem is not the disease. Problem is they are taking the wrong medicines. This causes the several more diseases also. What is the Gramya Har? This is again, I detailed with the translation. This translation was taken from the Charak online with the help of Yogesh ji and Vasisht ji. This is a great work. I have drawn this English translation from there. Sarir dosa bhavanti gramya hara. All morbidities arise with the eating food with the changed hasty urbanization. Alkaline, dried, and salty, pungent, and dried food. Dried means oven cooked or recooked food. And mans, til, palal, pishtanna bhojanani. This has been explained by Bagel sir. What happens? What is the process of occurrence? Charak, again, this has been explained in Charak Rasayan part. And because of this type of the food, joints, musculature becomes the loose, joints become loose, blood gets burnt, fat becomes abundant and liquefied, marrow does not mature in bones, semen does not manifest, and ojas deteriorates. What are the causes and what are the situations when one cannot get any disease if he is strong? Mean balvat kara, balavruddhi kara ime bhava bhavanti. What are the balavruddhi kara bhava? What are the against disease mechanism stated in Ayurveda? Birth in a geographical region where people are naturally strong. Birth in a race of strong people. Birth at a time when people naturally gain strength. Favorable disposition of time. Excellence of bees, sperm and ovum and uterus qualities. Excellence of ingested food. Excellence of physique. excellence of adaptability to various factors responsible for the maintenance of the body, excellence of mind quality, natural tendency, youth, exercise, and cheerful nature. These are the against disease mechanism. What are the guidelines to prevent the diseases? Prakriti Sthapan, regaining the total health, revival of Agni, Dosha, Dhatu, Mala, Manas, Buddhi, and Indri. All these factors are responsible for the disease and all should be revived healthy. The purpose or objective of the treatment should be to revive these all. Depends upon the good circulation, transformation, dispensing of fluids and elimination of the waste, daily seasonal and disease-specific sodhan, lifestyle correction, achar rasayan and vajikar. Basically, I want to take some more minutes, 10 minutes, to explain what is the source causes of the disease. Asat Mandriya, Sanyog, Pragya Parat, and Kal Parinam, and Gramyo Ahar, and Adharma, and Mohecha Dveskarma. These are the 4 source causes of the disease mentioned in the Charak. Prevailing medical systems are inefficient to resolve this multifaceted, multidimensional, multifactorial problem. Apart from the multiplicity, the people in different parts of the world have varied ethnic livelihood, pattern and dietary habits and habitats. An answer to this varied problem is serious review of time-tested fundamental causes of these disorders, which are commonly applicable irrespective of the geographical and living pattern diversities. Ayurveda have some unique concepts and practices to resolve this problem. A good amount of corrective measures for lifestyle are fairly described in Charak Samhita. These instructions are systematized and very specific to wholesome health. Daily regimen, seasonal regimen, timely evacuation, deeds since wake up to bedtime, good and bad company, physical, sensorial, psychological and spiritual well-being, how, when and what to talk and walk for women during menstruation, pregnancy, prenatal, postnatal, and neonatal, and social values and respect for the elderly people. More importantly, the concept of Charak is revealing the mystic interrelation between the person and the cosmos. Body is ever anchored by the cosmic anchors. Ayurveda does not segregate the body with the mind. So far, the source causes of the disease are offering a vista to newer vision to combat with lifestyle disorders. Removal of exact cause is the best course of the treatment. What is Asatmendriya Sanyog? Basically, the modern system is narrow focusing on a tapewater phenomenon. And this is inadequate to know the initial process of the disease. So far, the strategy used for the eradication of immediate cause is often incomplete. It is all known fact that water comes from the principal source, not from the tape only. This is tapewater phenomena. What is said? Kal buddhi indriyarthanam yogo mityana chati. This is fairly observed by the Rishi, and one sloka is there sufficient to understand this all. Kuranga matanga patanga branga meena ata panchabireva pancha. Eka pramadi sakatanna anyate yasevate panchabireva. A deer, an elephant, an example of given a deer, an elephant, a flying insect, a black bee, and fish are exemplary victims of hypersensitivity for only one of their senses, respectively ears, skin, eyes, tongue, and nose. Then how an obsessive person can be saved from the sensorial abuses who has all-time highest and uncontrollable sensitivity for all his sensory organs? This is the deer, and who has the sonophobia. And this is the elephant, hypersensitivity of skin. This is the insect, flying insect, hypersensitivity of visual sense. This is the honey bee, black bee. This is the hypersensitivity of taste organs. And these are the fishes who are having the hypersensitivity of smell. And this is pragya. Pragya means dhi, dhriti and smriti. Wisdom, power of decision. Dhriti means patience, endurance and power of control. Smriti means power of recall of memory. Flaws and faults in above categories like decision, control and memory, a flawless or faultless decision, control and memory are essential to maintain the physiological, psychological and intellectual well-being, including speech. Due to intense repetition of such pragyaparat, faculties of brain become inefficient to perform their respective functions and manifest as following parts. Faulty daily regimen because of the pragyaparat. Fault irrelevant, untimely abusing of unreal speech, vachik pragyaparat. Faulty psychology, manasik pragyaparat. Then call is nityak and avastik. This time is also very important constituent of the disease. We should obey the rhythmic balance between the cosmos and the person. And moon, sun and wind, these are our cosmic anchors. Vat, Pitta, Kapha are the bodily representative of moon, sun and wind. Visargadana vikshepai som surya nilastata dharayanti jagatvedam vat pitta kapastraya. But then second thing is adharma. This is adharma is not the religion. Adharma is dutifulness for the health. What are the causes of adharma can cause the diseases? Atyadan, excessive intake, loss of ease, reluctance, accumulation, me and mine feeling, greed, harm to others, false speaking, lust, anger, ego, enmity, cruelty, injuring, fear, discomfort, grief, worry and anxiety. These are the adharma mentioned in Janapadodvans by Charak. Then 4 chapters clearly mentioned to prevent the occurrence and recurrence of the diseases are matra sitiye, tasya sitiye, navegan dharani adhyay and indriyopakramaniye. This matra sitiye is dietary regimen and daily regimen. Tasya sitiye seasonal regimen. Navegan dharani regimen for natural urges, good and bad company. And indriyopakramaniye, how to win self. Thanks with regards for patient hearing. I think the 4-5 minutes I have taken extra because of my technological difficulties to connect with you. I am very thankful again to Dr. Vasit sir, who has been a wonderful work to make a platform, international platform for the persons who want to know the Charak and Ayurveda. And this is wonderful platform. And again, Dr. Yogesh Devle, who is holding this all business of Charak and online and this international platform, with the help of IPGT and RA. I am also thankful to Professor Anup Thakur sir, who is having this chair of Charaka in IPGT and R, and my friend Professor Bagel, who have discussed a lot with us for daily how we can popularize the Charak or Ayurveda to the global people to quest for their quest and for better health. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your elaborate presentation. You have decoded each word of Satmendriyartha Sanyog, Prajnaparad and Parinam, which are the basic causes of all the diseases. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, one query is there. that if a patient, as Professor Bakir told, that we have seen many patients who have Ratri Jagarana, night awakening as Hetu due to their business. So, what are the probable solutions for these types of persons who are working overnight? Ayurveda has suggested that to sleep for half of the time next day. So, is there any other solution for that? How we can guide those people who can't avoid their business and preserve their health?
Sure, Professor. Basically, many social problems are there to maintain the health in present days, like night duty persons. But this is the very well said that Visayebhyo vinivartante tada swapiti manav. If you are sleeping in daytime and it is your problem, you have to have a daytime sleep because of your night duty. But Visayebhyo vinivartante, unplug from the every sensorial system, every thought, every mental faculty, and every burden. You have to have a good sleep in daytime also. But this is the condition. You have to unplug with all burdens. And unplugging is the most burdenful. Even in night, people see the laptop or this smartphone and Facebook and WhatsApp. They are really not unplugged. They are plugged in with the burdens. So unplugging is the only condition for the good sleep. Day and night is not the problem. Visayebhyo vinivartante is the only problem. So if you are able to disconnect yourself with all burdens in any time, then you can sleep in day as good as in night. But best time is in night, definitely. But in your condition, you can have the daytime sleep in very good quality. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. One more query is about the disha, the direction of, like in Samhita, there is some reference that facing north, we should eat facing north direction, or we should have a specific direction while sleep. So, is there any there are many geographical the geographical regions also, that north pole and south pole of the earth, they are playing some role in this. So can we have some scientific explanation about the disha, like which direction for eating or which direction for sleeping? Can you elaborate, sir, please?
Definitely, at the time of Ayurveda, there were very many contemporary sciences were there, and like Jyotish, Tark, Mimansa, and many cosmic sciences and astrological sciences were there. So many sciences are in favor to sleep in a good direction. What is good for that is north is not good, south is not good, east is good, and west is second option for the sleep. But this is not observed by the Ayurvedic physicians, and this is not ever said by the any Ayurvedic Samhita in Ayurvedic Samhita. But Ayurveda is the combo of many contemporary sciences of that time, which are alike in the centuries ago. So we have to assume, we have to respect our old sciences and even our respectable family members or grandparents, what they are saying. That is their experience. and many of the persons are still doing researches on this actually, and some of the rough researches results are there actually, but they are definitely not the sure results are there. But first, we have to believe what our science is, what our parents are, what our grandparents are, what our ancient texts are. So we have to believe, we have to practice what they are saying. Then we have to research it. But in according to Ayurveda, there are the Disha is also one part of the one Dig. Dig is one part. And what is said there? Adinyatma Manakalo, this is Dravya Sangra.
द्रव्य संग्रह.
Dravya Sangra. Dravya Sangra, in Dravya Sangra, Disha is also one Dravya. And every Dravya, as it, Dravya is a cause. And cause have ever effect. But what effect really it will have, this is not explained in Ayurveda. I'm very sorry. I cannot give you the right reference, but till then, it is researched and established. You please keep following your grandparents' advices. Thank you.
Dr. Khandel ji, I want to add in this.
Sir.
Hello. Hello.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, जो आप बात कह रहे हैं उस पे मैं अपना विज्ञान चिपका देता हूँ.
हाँ, चिपकाओ.
ये मॉडर्न जो फिजिक्स है वो अभी तक अधूरी है. और जो मैं अपने लेक्चर्स में कहता हूँ कि देयर आर द टू टाइप ऑफ द फिजिक्स. वन इज द आइंस्टीनियन फिजिक्स एंड वन इज द न्यूटोनियन फिजिक्स. The modern medicine is dependent upon the Newtonian physics. The few scientists have started to believe in the quantum physics, that is Einsteinian physics. And quantum physics talks about the negative energy spaces and positive energy spaces. Or this is the basis of the Dikkal Sangraha. तो इसलिए इस पे अब रिसर्च होना शुरू हो गई है. बहुत ज्यादा जल्दी निराश होने की जरूरत नहीं है. थोड़ा सा आप सर्च करें, उनकी लैंग्वेज में सर्च करेंगे. आप शायद दिक सर्च करेंगे तो दिक पे कोई भी पेपर नहीं मिलेगा, पर यूज ऑफ द वेरियस डायरेक्शंस एंड देयर ज्योग्राफिकल स्टेटस एंड देयर मेडिसिनल इफेक्ट दैट यू कैन फाइंड. इवन इन जामनगर प्रोफेसर द्विवेदी हैज गाइडेड वन थीसिस ऑन द दिक. So this is now being investigated and they are finding good results. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, when we are including the basic concepts of Ayurveda in curriculum, like it is one of the point to include the basic concepts in curriculum of primary standard, secondary standard. So we need to focus these things like which physics Ayurveda follows basically so that the students of Ayurveda can learn the basic concepts in Ayurvedic way, not in the modern way. How we can go forward with this, sir?
Basically, Ayurvedic concept is nothing else with the parental teaching. Ayurvedic concept is very clear. This sanitizers, use of these gloves and this all, basically dhauta pada karanana. This was mentioned centuries before. And now the people again have the habit with the fear of this corona that हाथ धोने की आदत डाली. और हाथ भी नहीं, पैर, हाथ और मुंह सब धो करके खाना खाइए और खाना खाने के बाद में खाइए. अब ये जो प्रॉब्लम्स है यहाँ से ही शुरू करनी चाहिए कि व्हाट लाइफ स्टाइल वाज रियली गुड लाइफ स्टाइल ऑब्जर्व बाय आवर पेरेंट्स, आवर forefathers, and they remain healthy without any medical treatment. So, for the health, we have to follow this level of the health procedures at primary level. This level is middle level. This for secondary level. This for college level. This for university level. So we can make the stages and we can make our courses. One example is there. Professor Bagel was there, and we have visited Jiva school. Jiva is running a school, and since pre-schooling, they are teaching some Ayurvedic principles with श्लोका, है ना? प्रातः उठने के लिए श्लोक, रात को सोने के लिए श्लोक, धरती पर पैर रखने के लिए श्लोक. और ये श्लोक का कोई मतलब नहीं है, चलो ये रिलीजियस हो जाएगा, लेकिन अल्टीमेटली दे आर टीचिंग द यंग बर्ड्स टू acquaint them with the Ayurvedic or Indian culture, which is helpful to their brain for the development, for the relation with the cosmos. This is the basic need of the time actually. So we have to start with the preschool, with our growing children to feed the Ayurvedic principles. We are not segregated with the cosmos. And what is this nature? What is Surya, Som, Anil? What is Vat, Pitt, Kap? We can teach the students very well. And Jiva school is doing that very successfully. And their students are fulfilling their own system. And they are incorporated with the Jiva. They are the ambassadors of the Jiva, actually, Ayurveda. So, at the very beginning, we have to start with the basic Ayurvedic learning, like what to eat, when to eat, how to cook, what to suitable, what to adapt, what to not to adapt, what to withdraw, when to sleep, how to sleep, and how to go, how to do the exercise, what much of the exercises is useful for you, what type of the exercises are useful to do, what prakriti, what basic bioconstitution is yours, what mental abilities you have, what can be grown more, what can not be thought about you, and at what mental status you are, and what more to be gained by yourself. This is the basic education should be given to the youngsters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Today we are blessed to have Guru Nam Guru, both teacher of teachers. I am thankful to you both, sir. Thank you so much. We will conclude the session today, and we will be having tomorrow's session with Professor H.M. Chandola, sir, and Professor B.S. Prasad, sir. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.